All right, Dolphins fans, I'm going to give you something that you're going to call me crazy for, and I got a guy that I think you should pursue. We're going to go through the financial ramifications of it, and I'm going to give you reasons why this could be a good decision. I really think this could be a good decision. I'll give you multiple reasons why, but first, let me hit you with this one. Growing up, really enjoyed watching the Dolphins play football. Love the uniforms. Hey, we talk about this a lot. We're Detroit sports fan. We have another channel, Sports Talk Detroit. You can see it right here. We love the Lions, but the Dolphins were a team that I really did always enjoy watching growing up. So who is your favorite Dolphin of all time? Who would you put on there? Is it obviously, you got Marino, you got Greasy, at the quarterback position. You got Ricky Williams and Larry Zonka at the running back position, right? You got Jason Taylor. There's a lot of good players. I even think of guys like Zach Thomas, Cameron Wake. Or was it somebody else? Irving Fryer was a guy that I always loved watching. I don't know why. He just was. Or was it somebody that was just making their way through? Like, who is your favorite Dolphin? Hit it up in the comments. But now let's get to who I think should be your newest Dolphin, and that is none other than Daniel Jones. All right, he was released today by the New York Football Giants. All right, unless you're watching this tomorrow, then he was released yesterday. But anyways, he was released by the Giants. His 4-year, $160 million contract that he signed a little over a year ago goes with him. So he is going to clear waivers. That's almost guaranteed, all right? Because any team that took him would have to take the remainder of his $160 million, 4-year, $160 million extension. They're not going to do that. So he's probably going to go clear off waivers, and then he is free to sign with any team that he wants. Now, if I'm Daniel Jones, I'm going and I'm signing with a team that is quarterback friendly. I'm going to sign with a team that has a good offensive system and that I can get some backup reps in. And hey, maybe if I need to jump in as a starter, I could. My places, if I were Daniel Jones, that I'd want to go are places like Minnesota, places like Miami, right? I don't want to, if I'm him, I don't want to go to the Raiders, which is a dumpster fire over there. Don't go from one dumpster fire organization to another. Go to an organization that's quarterback friendly. And I think the Miami Dolphins are absolutely the best fit for him. I really, really do. Not the Cowboys, not the Panthers. No, those teams are garbage. And if he gets to sign where he wants because he'll clear waivers, all right, why not? He'll likely clear waivers on Monday. Go to a place that you want to be. So let's talk about the Dolphins, all right? It's Athlon Sports. It's multiple places that are saying this could be a good fit. I'm telling you why it could be a good fit. When I look at this Dolphins roster, this is PFF. I like looking at an offensive lineup like this. This would be by far the best offensive line Daniel Jones has ever played with. I want to talk to you about something with Daniel Jones. We do the draft live every year on Sports Talk Detroit. And when the Giants picked, they passed, right? They passed on a great tackle. They passed on a phenomenal tackle in Joe Alt. They said, nah, we're going to go Malik Neighbors. Now, Malik Neighbors, unbelievable talent at the wide receiver position. But they once again completely ignored their offensive line. And they said, no, we're going to ignore the offensive line. We're going to build with players around it. They tried with Saquon. Then they drafted Malik Neighbors. And they're like, no, we're going to do that. And you have to ask yourself, what are they thinking? How can you be successful as a quarterback when you don't have an offensive line? It has been absolute trash. It has been garbage. So if he comes over and plays for the Dolphins, it actually makes some sense. All right, now, Tua Tagovailoa. Let's talk about his health, right? If a guy should ever wear a Guardian cap, right? But he's not going to do it. So let's talk about his health. All right. He had a lightning fast 2.25 seconds release time, average release time in Mike McDaniel's offense. It is super quick. It gets the ball out fast. Daniel Jones, all right, 2.54 to be exact, in his offense with the Giants. Now, that's not as fast as Tua's, but it's still a top 10 release in the NFL. In fact, of quarterbacks throwing the ball, getting the ball out in under 2.5 seconds, Jones had an NFL best 80.4% completion percentage. Tua came in at 73.4%. Do you think the Miami Dolphins have any weapons that you'd want to get the hands into quickly? I don't know. Like, maybe we want to get the ball into the hands of Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, quickly? I think so. What about what arguably is the most explosive running back or fastest running back in the NFL, Devon Achane? All right. Yep. I want to get in his hands. What about Jalen Waddle? Absolutely. Even the aging Jonnu Smith, as far as tight ends go, are about as good as an option as it gets when it comes to getting the ball in his hands quickly. Now, I'm not saying Daniel Jones to the Dolphins to take over for Tua. I'm saying have Daniel Jones here because we saw what happened to the Miami Dolphins. We saw what happened when Tua gets hurt. And Tua's going to get hurt. Tyler Huntley isn't it. Skylar Thompson isn't it. You need to have a competent backup. And Daniel Jones, apparently his time ran out in New York. I get that. He would absolutely be a competent backup. This offense just stalled at a horrible rate. A horrible rate when Tua got hurt. They only scored 3 points, I believe, in the first game afterward. And then even when they bring in Huntley, they average 1 touchdown a game. Tua comes back, they're averaging like 27 points a game again. When you compare the numbers of Tua Tagovailoa with Daniel Jones, it's not that far off. All right, Tua struggled until Mike McDaniel got here. Daniel Jones might be able to do something similar in that realm. The 2 years before and the 1 year with McDaniels, Tua had a total of yards of 1,800, 2,600, and 3,500. Daniel Jones, when you go over his first 4 years in the NFL, it's 3,000, 2,900, 2,400. All right, less snaps. There were some injuries there, and 3,200. They got the ball out of his hands quick, and he runs the football. So far this year, he has over 260 yards rushing. So you can implement an offense like you did with Huntley, except he actually has the ability to throw the ball a little bit. This would be a good insurance policy. And hey, who knows? Because I've said it before, like the Dolphins still have a chance. You still have a chance to get back in it. You want a quarterback that if something happens again down the stretch to Tua, that you're able to have him. We all remember Tua getting hurt for the playoffs. And then it's like, there's just nothing we can do. There's just nothing you could do. All right, you need to have a decent backup, especially if your starting quarterback is as injury prone as Tua Tagovailoa. It's that simple. I think Daniel Jones makes sense. And by the way, if he decides not to re-sign with the team and if he goes and he signs somewhere else, it'll probably be worth enough money that because you was the last team that he played for, you were, when he goes and signs somewhere else, you'll probably get a compensatory pick for it. There's no reason. There's no reason not to go get him. I know it sounds weird. I didn't expect to do a video on this today, but give it a thought. Why not? All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Favorite Dolphin. Daniel Jones is your backup. Think about it.